US stocks increased last week, with AI-linked tech stocks continuing their winning run, pushing indexes to fresh all-time highs. The tech-heavy Nasdaq, S&P 500 and Dow Jones indexes posted record highs as traders toasted a slightly dovish Fed statement from Chair Powell after the Fed decision to hold rates at 5.5%. Gold prices also traded at an all-time high, while silver prices hit multi-month highs. Other commodities such as oil, natural gas, platinum, and palladium traded lower as some worries over the Chinese economy persisted. Heightened geopolitical tensions remain a central theme among traders after Israel cancelled a scheduled visit of top officials to the US following a UN Security Council resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire was passed on Monday. In response, Israel cancelled its planned visit of top officials to the United States this week. Israel restated its commitment to removing Hamas from the border town of Rafah, and all eyes will be on the country's next move. An attack on a concert hall in Moscow that killed more than 100 civilians and injured many more was claimed by ISIS, but Russian authorities suggested evidence of Ukrainian involvement and their willingness to respond. In the US, traders will await US data, including Thursday's GDP figures and personal consumption expenditures price index data on Friday, which will provide more clues about US inflation and the potential for interest rate cuts this year. Current expectations are for a rate cut in June. Stocks have declined this week amid profit-taking and regulatory activity against some leading tech companies. Reddit public listing triggered excitement among stock traders, with its initial public offering, IPO, price set at $34, and the IPO was heavily oversubscribed, and it finished the week at $45.82. This week, Reddit jumped to over $74 as retail traders appeared to support the meme stock. Investors will be watching the progress of the sixth most popular social media site in the coming weeks. Netflix hit more than two-year high late last week. The company appears to have erased any doubts about its dominance on the streaming market after its successful clampdown on password sharing caused its subscriptions to rise. While new shows such as Avatar: Last Airbender have been huge hits, Netflix's recent move into boxing, highlighted by a Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul match in July, may drive even more subscribers to their subscription service. Crude oil prices edged higher as the US continued to push in its efforts to secure a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas during Ramadan. A rising dollar later in the week, bouncing back after sharp falls, took back some earlier gains for oil. Major oil exporter Iraq also announced that it had not been meeting production cut targets agreed under the OPEC deal, but the country reaffirmed its intention to reduce oil exports. Ukrainian drone attacks on Russian oil refineries provided support for energy prices. Oil prices could see more volatility in the coming weeks. Gold prices hit fresh record highs last week, but pulled back as some traders paused and took money off the table. Gold has been riding high in the afterglow of the Fed's dovish comments amid general positivity in the markets, but a stronger greenback has put some pressure on the precious metal. Gold prices could see further volatility in the coming days as traders absorb more economic data and comments from Fed officials. Silver prices climbed to hit their highest levels so far this year before settling the week lower amid positive data from China. Industrial demand for silver in the Chinese economy is an important price driver for the metal, and recent higher than expected industrial production data provided support. Silver prices experienced volatility, having initially rallied on the dovish Federal Reserve, but then reversing gains as the US dollar rallied towards the end of the week. The metal frequently moves in tandem with gold prices and has recently tracked gains in the precious metals. The GBP USD saw declines over the past week after slightly lower than expected UK inflation figures. But the Bank of England's decision to keep rates at 5.25% and Governor Bailey's dovish comments after the decision, outlining that interest rate cuts are on the way, triggered the sharp fall in sterling on Thursday.